is Dana Sacco with I2I Hype. I'm an automation and system specialist. If I've never met you, wave, say hi, all of that wonderful stuff. I wanted to jump on because I had this thought going through my head and I was going to type it out. And honestly, I don't feel like typing. But I really want to talk about selling without selling. And it was going through my head because I was reading an article this morning, and I read a lot of articles in the morning. And I'm looking at what's going on over at LinkedIn a little bit more than I am on Facebook, which is why I'm reading more articles and I'm reading where everything is. And one of the articles that I was reading was talking about how to sell. And when I was 16, I had to have been 16 because I was driving, and I worked at Bob's Big Boy. All that stuff, all that wonderful stuff. Waitress, hostess, having a lot of fun. Absolutely gorgeous polyester uniform. But what I wanted to talk about was Marriott owned Bob's Big Boy. And this was not, one of the major things that we discussed. It wasn't really, I had no idea really who Marriott was at the time. I mean, we have to go pretty far back in time for this one, guys. But they chose people to go to trainings, sales trainings. And as a young hostess, they sent me. It was really weird. And they sent myself and they sent my friend. And we went to this training, and it was all about selling without selling. That sort of training stuck with me. I mean, guys, I'm sitting here talking to you about it, and I'm 49 years old. So for the last 30 years, I've known about this. Over 30 years, I've known about this training. I remember this training because we sat in this room with a bunch of people, and we all worked for Marriott. I didn't realize the benefits of working for Marriott at the time. That just wasn't one of those big things that we discussed. But what it was is we all worked in different areas of Marriott. We all didn't work at Bob's Big Boy. We worked as hostesses and waitresses, management. We worked as, I met people there that were the front desk people at the hotel. And the big idea was getting to know the person standing in front of you. And getting to know that person was more important than what they bought from you that day. And that has stuck with me, guys, forever. Why has that stuck with me? Because it's still valid today. I guarantee that, if you put that training up in front of a bunch of people right now, they'd be paying a lot of money for that training. It would probably, I have no idea. I couldn't tell you who did the training. I just know it was like this person that was telling you. It sounded really strange to me because, we pushed food on people. You were at an all-you-can-eat buffet. It's really hard not to push food on people. We had contests to sell the most strawberry pies, weird stuff like that. I mean, guys, we're talking about the early 90s here, okay? So these are some of the things that everyone was going back with. It was, you're not selling the stuff to the person, you're learning about them. So instead of push, this is me, here's, you've got to eat this, you've got to do this, you need to upgrade your room, you've got to do this. It had nothing to do with that. It had to do with, tell me about you. Tell me about what you like. What would you like to, what are some of the things that you like? Would you like, guys, it's as simple as, do you want onions on that? And a lot of people don't realize that that is such an important part of it. So now let's move forward 30 plus years later. Instead of saying to our clients, we're in this huge online world. We have so many people around here. We have so many different aspects. Instead of just pushing your services on people, and I could sit here all day and tell you everything that I do, but is that going to help you? It's not. One of the best sales calls I had a couple weeks ago, there was no selling. There was absolutely no selling in it. It was a conversation between two people. We honestly ended up on the phone, I think, for like an hour and a half. I had made that time available. I knew the person. I wanted to get in touch with this person. And it was all about talking back and forth. I know him really well. I know about his wife. I know all of these different aspects of it. And then it was, and guys, he was selling me something. Technically, he was selling me something. But instead of selling me anything, he sat there and just talked to me. He let me know what was going on. He let me talk about what my fears were, what my business fears were, where I was going in my head, and that's what makes it a huge difference. Instead of just being there and this is what I've got for you, this is what I can sell you, everything else, make that connection instead of just posting a bunch of here's my service, blah, 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 blah. No, make that connection. A discovery call is not a discovery call to tell about your services. The discovery call is to find out what your client needs. What does your potential client need from you? So instead of looking at a discovery call as, oh, awesome, I can sell this person this, and this. No, instead, turn it around. Turn it around and find out about them. Where are they stuck? That is honestly one of my first questions I ask you. After we discuss the weather, the fact that it's cold in Myrtle Beach, and it really should not be cold in Myrtle Beach. I should not be wearing fuzzy slippers. This is just a side thought. But, after we discuss those things, whether or not we've had enough coffee, whether we're on our kids are driving us nuts, my first question is, where are you stuck? I want to know about you. I want to know about your business. I want to know why you are stuck where you are. What is happening with you? Why are you exhausted? And what can we do possibly to make it better? Because none of us need that exhaustion in our lives. We need to be able to step away and we need to be able to say, you know what? Hold on. I need a moment. And be able to do that without freaking out. My grandson wants to play games with me today. My oldest daughter is flying in, and being able to say, okay, I've got a moment and I can take that time is worth $1 million to me. So instead of, this is what I want you to take away from this, instead of sitting there and thinking to yourself, okay, well, this discovery call is a sales call, and I think that this person needs this service. Find out more about them and where they're stuck. Then find out what you can do to help them get unstuck. And that's where the magic happens. That's where the connections happen, and that's where you're actually serving. So that's just my thought for today. I wanted to do that. Tomorrow, we'll actually be discussing life cycle marketing. I believe it's at 10 o'clock in the morning so that I can have more coffee before I talk to you. But I'm excited. If you guys want the link to that or want the replay, let me know and I'll tag you in it. But guys, have a wonderful day, and you want to wave to everyone? Here.
Hi. Hey.
Here you go, guys. Say hi.
Hi.
All right. So there we go. So we will see you later, and you all have a wonderful day. Thank you guys so much for joining me.